Hey, welcome in. Happy 4th of July, everybody. FG here. Um, Hope everyone's going to have a good holiday day if you get it off. Stay safe out there. Don't blow any fingers off. Um, Today, we're doing another uh, country from my backlog box, and you'll see that it's Mexico, which is kind of a low-hanging fruit. It's easy to find Mexican coins, and in fact, I've actually shown a couple of bullion coins in my date run series already, because I have both a full and some fractional libertads in there. So you have already seen those. We just haven't added anything into the actual book yet. And what we're going to add in there are actual circulation coins. So in the box here, I actually have a batch of Mexican coins. We do still have some other countries left in there, but we'll come back to those. And what I think I'm going to do is we'll take a look at these, but we'll take a look at one of them in depth. Probably my favorite Mexican coin. And we're going to actually put 3 coins into the book, although I have 6 here. The first coin we're going to look at, and we're just going to look at this briefly, is going to be one from 1968. It is 72% silver, 25 pesos, and this is a commemorative coin for the Olympics. And if we look at it, one of the things I really like about the older silver is they really do a good job of marking that it's silver and what the purity level is on the silver. And I've always liked this coin specifically because 1968 is the year I was born. So kind of have a soft spot for that. This coin was just an excellent condition coin. So and also it does have edge lettering also. It's hard to see in the flip here, but it does have edge lettering. While I have had other Mexican silver, I did buy and sell silver on Whatnot for a while. So a lot of my Mexican silver I actually flipped and sold on my Whatnot channel. But this is one of the coins that I kept. So this one will be one that goes in the book. And then let's take a look at the other coins here. The other big coin I have, of course, everyone needs at least one peso, 1962. These are 10% silver. So not a lot of silver, but and ironically, after I just said that, this is one of the ones that actually doesn't really mark how much silver it is, because it's considered billion silver. Less than when you're getting down 40%, 30%, 10%. They really kind of stop marking them as silver. So, but I have one of those, 1962. Then I have another one that's billion. It's 30% silver from 1951, 25 centavos. It does have just a tiny bit of corrosion on it there. You see 1951. It does say that it is silver, but it doesn't say what the percentage is. And then I have this one, which is really kind of interesting toning, 1937. This is far enough back that it is 72% silver, which you can see marked on the coin right there above the eagle's head. So it is a 20 centavos. I thought this one's in really nice condition. It's got really interesting toning to it. Both sides, actually. There we go, 1937. And under the toning, that is really still a pretty nice details on that coin. Then I have a 1926, just a few years older, also the 72% silver. This one also has really dark toning to it, but does still have some good details, though it is a bit more worn than that other one. And the last coin that I have is probably my favorite one. For some time, it was the oldest coin in my collection. It isn't any longer, but I got it during Pirate Stacker's $10 numismatic challenge. I actually overpaid slightly for that challenge. I paid $11 for it. And this is going to be the one that we're going to take a look at in Numista. But I picked up a 1799 half real. So this is the only real I have in my collection. It is 81.2% silver. And the reals, Spain had a lot of influence throughout Mexico and South America. Reals were minted in a lot of places. So when you're looking at where your real is from, what you're really looking at is, let me grab my pin here. What you're really looking at is this mint mark right here, and then also to a lesser degree these two letters, which are the assayer's initials. So there were half reals from multiple different countries. You have Guatemala, you have Colombia, Chile, let's see, I think there were some from Bolivia, and of course Mexico. So each of those had different mint marks. Let's see, there's probably some more. Let me take another look here. Yes, Peru had reals also. That might be it. But yes, so when you're looking at your coin, you're looking at that mint mark there. That makes all the difference. So the one that I have here, you can see, kind of has an M with the little O sandwiched on top of it there, cradled in the V of the M. And that is the mint mark for Mexico City. So let's put the Numista page up here, and we can actually then see give me a second, let me scroll to it. Okay, let's put the Numista page up here. We can see that these specific ones were minted there between 1792 and 1808. So mine's kind of like right smack dab in the middle. This is actually saying that it should be 0.903 silver. I may have gotten that number from one of the other countries or from the flip that it was originally in. I'll have to check that out. But Numista saying 0.903, should weigh about 1.69 grams, though mine is heavily worn, so it's going to be less. We can see the obverse is the bust facing right of Charles IV, and the reverse is going to be the coat of arms with the shield, the lions, the castle, the pomegranates. Basically standard for these coins. If we look down just a little bit on the reverse, you can actually see it's talking about the translation there, and the translation then, the MO is Mexico City Mint House. The coin that's in Numista is FT, which was the assayer's initials, the F for Francisco, the T for Thomas. The one I actually have is FM. And if we scroll on down to all the dates, you can see there's kind of a mix. The early ones there were the assayer marks were FM. Right around 1800, it kind of changed over to FT for a while, and then it was TH during the last 5 years, or last 4 years. You'll be able to see my coin right there in the middle, 17.99. I bought it for $11. A numismatic value for it in good says it's about $12. So I felt pretty good about this purchase. Believe me, I had watched eBay for reals for quite some time, and this was certainly the cheapest that I ever saw one. Of course, bullion value, let's scroll on down a little bit more. Even bullion value is only about $1.80. Mine well worn, it's going to be even less than that, but you're definitely not buying this for bullion. You're buying this for the numismatic value of it. And you can see other auctions out there. There's another auction on eBay right now for an 1801 half real for $40. Look down, the closest that I can find to what I paid for it, there was a cat's auction back in 2022 of a fine that ended up going for just over $15 US. But I will tell you that that person did not actually pay $15 for that coin. I actually won an auction at a cat's auction because I wanted to just check it out and see what it was like. So I have that coming in at some point, and I'm going to do an opening on that coin to add into the silver book, and I'm going to go over everything that I learned participating in one of these cat's auctions, because Cat's is one of the auction houses you see quite often on Numista site here for auction values for coins. All right, so let's put up the map here real quick. I'm sure nobody needs to see the map to know where Mexico is, but we're going to circle it regardless. I already have a bunch of these items in my database, so you guys see that it's already colored in orange. So we're not gonna need to zoom in or blow it up, or we won't see it change color. But okay, this coin is also going to go in the book, just because I love this coin. So we have two coins. We're going to put one other coin in the book. But for now, let's grab the book and find the page where it's going to go. There's L's for Lebanon. Okay, here's our M page. We have the tail ends of L's here. Let's see if I can get it a little bit closer. We can see we have the coin from Lithuania, and we had a coin from Luxembourg, and then we had our 4 coins that have been provided to us by Send to Georgie. Thank you very much, S2G. He had just sent me to add to my typeset the 5 cent. So I did rearrange the book again to make room for it. So I do have all 4 of those coins in the book here. We are missing some other M's. And here we have our Mauritius coin. And then right after Mauritius is where Mexico is going. So I'm going to put in kind of date order. We're going to go with the 1799 half rial right here next to Mauritius. We're going to skip one. We're going to put the 1968 here in the 3rd slot that I'm going to use for it. And then we have 1 slot open here. So one of these other coins is going to go in that slot. So we have the 1 peso from 1962. We have the 30% silver, 20 centavos from 1951. And then we have the 72% silver, 20 centavos from 1937 and 1926. And what I'd like to ask is everyone who's seen this in comments, put a vote in down below. Do it by date. Make a comment and tell me which date you think I should stick in the book in that open spot. Whichever date gets the most votes, that's the one that we'll put in, and I'll put that in for to reveal it next time. So let me know which of these 4 you think earns a spot in the book. All right, well, that's it for Friday morning here. I have got a lot of stuff to work on. I'm working on a new deck, or ripping out a deck, I guess is going to be the first step. I'm also going to be working on doing some pours today. I'm thinking I'm getting to, I have a couple pours to do for Art by Bull for brass pours. So I'm thinking that those are going to be what I'm going to try and get to. And then how far I get today all depends on how hot it gets. So I hope everybody has a good holiday weekend. And I will be back with a video on Sunday morning, likely showing the brass pours. So hope to show that off if all goes well Sunday morning. So thank you as always for your subscriptions. I'm looking forward to your comments and your votes on the 4 coins down below. And I'll catch you in the next one.